Right, so most people think that in order to understand Auroville, they need to go to Auroville, which means they need time, permission, and a little bit of silence. It is true to an extent, but not entirely. You don't have to be inside of Auroville to learn from Auroville. Which is why in this video, I am going to share 5 things that you can learn from Auroville without going to Auroville. Which means the 5 simple things that you can learn from Auroville and apply in your life wherever you are living. One of Auroville's core ideas is very simple, which clearly says unity does not mean uniformity. People actually come to Auroville from lots of different countries, cultures, beliefs, and no one is asked to dress the same, think the same, or believe the same. Which essentially means that we as a community respect your background, your journey, your upbringing, and your belief systems. But that doesn't mean that I do not respect you, the person that you are. We might be different in our thoughts, but that is not enough ground for us to hate each other. Which makes the lesson very powerful. You don't need to look the same in order to earn respect. And so the lesson becomes really powerful. You don't need agreement to live with respect. I can be different and still be respected, and vice versa. Now imagine applying this at your home, office, or even online. Disagreeing without being divided. The second important thing that Auroville teaches us is that silence is not empty. In Auroville, silence is deeply valued. Having silence in my mind, in my speech, doesn't mean nothing is happening. In much more simpler terms, silence means creating a space. And we need that space for us to listen to ourselves, learn with ourselves, become more aware. Cut the noise, they say, right? Auroville teaches and practices that very practically. Silence is not nothingness. It's kind of a tool to understand oneself, analyze their actions, and plan for the future. Because in our lives, there is constant noise. Noise related to opinions, advices, content. Do we really need that much noise? Wherever we are, we can still apply silence. A small example for practicing silence wherever you are is cutting the noise. I personally practice 2 hours every day, which are completely gadget free. I put myself away from all kinds of electronics. Auroville is basically reminding us that sometimes growth happens when the noise stops. So wherever you are, please try practicing noise cancellation. And the one fact that we can take away with this is silence isn't weakness, it's clarity. The third important thing that Auroville teaches me or can teach us is simple living is not lesser living. Are you with me on this? Simple living doesn't mean poor living. It actually means conscious living. Precisely, Auroville encourages people to ask basic questions. How much is enough? Because many of our desires come from watching others, their belongings, their travels, their accomplishments, and we tend to compare ourselves with them, only to pull ourselves down. The lesson here is not about giving up on things, but actually about choosing intentionally. Right? And this idea can work anywhere, big city, small city, village, or even space. The fourth interesting thing that Auroville teaches me, and I would like for you to know, is our work can be a form of service. In Auroville, work is not entirely about earning money, but actually it's about contribution. Whatever you do, art, teaching, cooking, creating content, the question is not what you do. The question is why you do it. Now, how do I say this? When the intention matters more than the ego, the work becomes more meaningful. When intention is higher than the ego, the work done becomes more meaningful. Yeah, for example, this video that I'm shooting right now, if I pour myself through head and heart just to help you learn, this video and this effort of mine becomes meaningful. But if I just want to garner views, gain traction on my channel, then it's and lastly, the fifth more inclusive point that I think we can learn from Auroville without being in Auroville is that a perfect world is not the goal. Now, people often ask, you might also be asking, is Auroville perfect to be, to live, to work? The straight answer is that it isn't. No place is perfect. And that precisely may be the point. Auroville shows us that unity is not perfection. Auroville is telling us that unity is not a finished destination that we have arrived to. It's a bit of an ongoing process. Trying, failing, adjusting, and finally still choosing humanity. So wherever there is utopia, there will be a phase of challenge. There is no happily ever after. There cannot be. So, summing it all up, Auroville is not a village near Pondicherry. It's an idea. You may never live there, but you can still live with some of its values, preach those values to others, and improve the conditions of the place wherever you are living. A little more silence, a little less comparison, and a little bit of respect for the differences that we all carry. The real question will be, which one of these are you going to bring into your own life? Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.